What's up, fight fans? Back at it with another one. And here at Round One Sports Talk, I'm going to be going over some of your comments and suggestions with the video that I made with Stephen Kubo Fulton and the Monster Inoue. So, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, first I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channels. Please take the time out to like the videos because it helps the channel grow. Okay, Stephen Kubo Fulton is an American fighter. He comes to us with a record of 21 fights, 8 wins by knockout. Okay. He is currently the 122-pound champion of the world. He has 2 titles. He has the WBC and the WBO. Okay. The monster comes to us from Japan. He comes to us with a record of 20 fight and 22 big ways of knockout. He was currently the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO 118-pound champion of the world. He has vacated those titles. He's no longer those champions, and he's moving up to the 122-pound division. Now, I made a video, and yes, the reason why I favored the monster in the video was because of the beginning of all this. All new media is putting him down. And they're trying to act like he didn't do any of the things and the achievements that he did. So I was showing him a little love. I was throwing a little love his way, is what I was doing. I wasn't putting down either of the fighters. I didn't put down Fulton and I didn't put down the monster. I don't have to put down any fighter. I can be critical and a little judgmental towards the fighters. Let's stir things up a little, but not talking shit. Never that. Okay? Now, it was interesting, and I read a lot of your comments. One of you guys did say something pretty interesting. You did say that the guy that Stephen Kubo Fulton fought with a record of 61 fights and 49 losses, that just maybe that guy with 61 fights knew how to survive in the gym, in the ring. Okay? And that when he fought Stephen Kubo Fulton, he knew enough just not to get knocked out. I appreciate that statement, and that could be true, But when we're talking about the great fighters, the great ones, and we're talking about a really highly skilled fighter, if and Fulton wants that kind of credibility as, to be a star and a household name, right? Well, then he's going to have to start knocking some people out. Okay? Because unless you can finish those kind of fighters, you can't be considered one of the great ones, right? Because the great ones will take care of business. Case in point, the Monster's first fighter had 16 professional fights. He had no problem knocking him out. But everybody's not blessed with knockout power. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Maybe Stephen Kubo Fulton likes playing with his food. Maybe he likes whooping the people's asses all the rounds. Maybe that's his thing. But I really don't know that to be true. And that would be making an opinion. Okay? That would be making a narrative. And I would have to understand that that's coming from me. Stephen Kubo Fulton never said that. And I don't know him personally. He never told me that. So when we talk about these things, watch what you say. Because you can fall and convince yourself on your own narratives that you said, wait a minute, this sounds like it makes sense. But I don't know that to be true. So that's why I try to stay away from things like that. And when I didn't bring up all of Stephen Kubo Fulton's, best fights or point out the great things that he did in the fight, I did acknowledge him. I did say in the video he had some impressive outings. He has some impressive performances. And he did what he needed to do to win those fights. He did. But I'm just saying that the monster did it more impressively. Okay? He's knocked out the people he had to knock out. Okay? And he's beaten the who's who. Now, I didn't bring up some of the monsters things because I was doing Fulton a favor. Okay, but you guys keep pushing the narrative and you want me to bring this and do this. I don't really want to do this, right? Because I like Stephen Kubo Fulton. But the truth is the truth. I'm not going to make anything up. I did tell you about when the monster Inoue fought against Noaya. Noaya came into that fight with a record of 43 fights with 1 loss. And I left it right there. I didn't say anything else. I said that he knocked him out, and I went on and I pushed on to the next subject. What I didn't tell you was Noaya was coming into that fight on his 12th title defense. He ruled that division. 12th title defense? Are you serious? Okay, he defended that title 12 successful times. And the monster dusted him off like that. Okay, this guy that fought Stephen Kubo Fulton had 61 fights and 49 losses, and he might have now knew how to survive, but you got to dust off guys like that. You got to. It's granted, he knew how to survive. You needed to take that survival cord away from him then, all right? And dust him off because the monster is doing that to his competition, okay? And I didn't want to do this, okay? And I'm not going to go any further because there's a lot more I can dig into the monster's resume that's not going to favor Fulton. But I don't want to put none of these fighters down. And that's not putting them down in actuality when you're just talking about what they actually did. There's no way that that's a put down. You know what? It's a putting him down when you're saying the real record of his opponent? No, this is what the monster actually did. You better be aware of this. All right? And don't try to just say, oh, just because his record, that's putting me down. No, that's not putting anyone down. You can be critical to a fighter and a little judgmental to a fighter without putting him down. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just being critical. You know why? Because I don't want them to take this away from either fighter. Either fighter deserves it on both sides. Meaning that if Stephen Kubo Fulton beats the monster, no fucking way are you guys going to turn around and try to say that the monster was too little, right? Because I'm not going to allow you to say that. I'm not going to allow you to say that Fulton was too big, too fast for him. He was too much. No. You guys said that the monster was the best thing since sliced bread. He's the pound for pound number 1. And if Fulton beats him, that's what you need to keep saying. Because and then that will give Fulton credibility. If he just beat the number 1 pound for pound greatest fighter in the world, shit, that's got to put him on the list at least. That's got to boost him his star status. Don't turn around and say that the monster was too small. If he was too small, then don't come to the division. Don't make no excuses. When fighters dare to be great, they're daring to be great. They're putting everything on the line. And a loss can come with that. So when he loses, don't make no excuses for him. And I don't want you to. Because then that's going to make Fulton's credibility that much stronger. And he needs to get his flowers when he pulls this off. Now there's a flip side to that coin. When the monster beat Fulton, don't say that Fulton was nobody. Don't say that he wasn't ready. Don't say, no. All you guys are saying, Fulton is the best thing since sliced bread, and that he's going to beat him, and that he's a top opponent, right? So when the monster beats him, don't take away anything from him. And I don't want you to. Okay? And I want you to give Inoue his credit. Okay? I'm tired of that when they do that to fighters. Leading up to the fight, this is his greatest challenge up to date. This is the hardest opponent he's come across. Boom, knocked him out. Oh, well, he was a bum. Leading up to the fight, you said he was the hardest opponent he ever had in his career. No sooner that he knocks him out, now the guy was a bum. So that's the sport of boxing for you. You know, they just try to like switch shit up, man. Look, if things are what they is, and either fighter pulls this off, don't down the other fighter. Boost, say what it was. If Fulton beats, he beat the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. That's who he beat. That's who ESPN put him over top ranking on him, put him up on that top of that list ahead of Terrence Crawford. And if Fulton pulls it off, well, then that's who the hell he beat. You need to give him his flowers. Don't take anything away from that. Okay? Because I don't think the monster would want it any other way. I truly believe he is something different. And I'm starting to notice that behind that face that the monster has, if you really pay attention to him, he's a little too calm for me. He's not showing like too much aggression. That means that there's something calculated in his head. He really, really, really enjoys this shit. He's like I said, like a Tom Brady. Like, you can't read his poker face, huh? There's something else going on up here. He's on a different level. He really is. He's on some, I don't love this sport, I'm obsessed with it type shit. And you hit him, he's like, all right, you hit me, come on. And he's truly embraced boxing. He truly has the good and the bad. And it's kind of scary, his expression on his face, because for a fighter, I want him to either be really aggressive, like, like showing it, and he's kicking your ass like this. And I'm like, man, like, and he's like brutally knocking you out. And he gives you goes up to the one thing. That's it. A little cheer, a smile. It's a little too sinister for me, man. It really is, bro. He's on some real killer shit, man. So look, this is gonna be a great fight. Both fighters are very skilled. They're both coming in and they're gonna say it on both sides. This is the greatest challenge that either fighter has had. No sooner that the winner wins and the loser loses. The loser is nobody. The winner is everybody. Get the fuck out of here, right? That's crazy. I just can't wait for this fight. So I'm gonna really go in depth in some of these videos coming up as we get closer to the fight. They're saying that the fight is in May, so we're a little ways off. You know, um, and I really, 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 really want to talk more about this fight. I gotta know what you guys really think. Come on, man. You guys watch this channel for a reason. And even though all of us that watch these channels and report on boxing, we're not actually in the ring fighting, but we have a warrior spirit. And I know you do. I know you have a fighter spirit in you if you watch boxing. In boxing, in anything in life, you can be a warrior in any way of life. Okay? You can show up to your job and have a warrior's mentality. It doesn't mean to be aggressive or anything, but a warrior inside goes after what he or she wants in life. You stand up to what you believe in. You fight for what you want. And you don't let anything come in your way. You don't compromise with your success. You don't compromise with the things or where you want to be. You know why? Because you're a warrior. You're a fighter inside here. And you need to take that and channel it in a good way to benefit you. Take that fighter's, that warrior spirit that you have inside of you and use it to benefit your life and the direction you want to go. Start cutting those people out. that are just slowing you down. You're a warrior. You're right here, inside here. You feel it. Okay? And those, when you have that kind of spirit inside of you, don't let them turn off your fire, no matter how old you are or how young you are. Always strive to keep that warrior spirit inside of you alive and to keep pressing forward, even when times are tough. That's a fighter. And if you like fighting like I do, and you like watching these fights, and you're a fighter inside like I am, then you know what I'm talking about. And you know that sometimes life and fights can be overwhelming and too much. And in those moments, you have to be calm in the storm. And you have to remember everything you've learned. And you have to remember that you always have an option. There's always a way. You have to find that way to win. And that's what defines real warriors. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe. That's all I have for you. On to the next one. Peace.